Can I ask you to clarify or give you a chance to explain a couple things you said today?
Yeah, sure.
One is at the event down before some people think you opened the door as president to supporting torture and enhanced interrogation techniques. And second,
well, there's a difference between enhanced interrogation techniques and torture. America doesn't do torture.
So what kind of techniques? Just a little bit more.
I don't know. I'm just saying, if I'm going to be president of the United States, you take this threat seriously. This is not a law enforcement operation. These are people that want to destroy American way of life, and they want to destroy Western civilization. You got to take it seriously.
Waterboarding is one that got a lot of attention. Is that something you'd rule in or out?
I'm not ruling anything in or out. This is a huge threat. We don't torture.
Second insight, you said one of the problems in Washington was corruption. I'm wondering what you were referring to.
It's just a corrupt system. It doesn't operate right. It's too big. It's look at our tax code. It's rife with exemptions and deductions and credits. Instead of allowing people to pursue their dreams as they see fit, we end up having to go to Washington and hire lobbyists. I think it's a corrupting system. And I'm not talking about any specific case, but clearly government wasn't intended to be this big, this ornery. Look, I'll give you an example. The EPA. So when there's a environmental disaster, immediately you'll see Washington, the Justice Department might get involved. EPA starts saying that this is criminal, that this is horrible. When they do it themselves, they don't even show up for a week. The administrator hadn't even shown up. I mean, we have to change the culture of Washington so that there's, I think, just more competency and accept responsibility when things go wrong, because in something this big, this enterprise of the size of Washington, if you make it smaller, there's bad things are going to happen. But being accountable to it and fixing the things that are broken, I think, is part of the responsibility of being a leader.
Governor, would you send troops to Syria if we had to?
We have troops in Syria. They're special forces, and they've been successful.
Would you deploy more troops to Syria if necessary?
I just said we have troops in Syria, special forces that have been successful in attacking leaders of ISIS. What we need to be doing is to train a moderate Syrian army in cooperation with the Middle East countries that want America's leadership. They don't want America to send 30, 40, 50,000 troops. They want us to be in it for the long haul, and they'll participate if that's the case. It's Turkey, it's Jordan, it's Saudi Arabia, Qataris.
Kerry is going to the
90% of troops in Syria, 90% of territory is controlled by extremist groups, Nusra and ISIS at the moment. You had to deploy forces.
I didn't say I'm deploying forces, did I? I just said that we need to create a safe zone where we train moderate Syrian forces that don't exist today, because when they did, we pulled back. We promised support, and then we didn't do it. We said that there was a red line, and we would, act accordingly. We didn't do it. The void was filled. Now we have a heck of a mess, as you're describing. But in order for this to work, we have to be in it for the long haul. We have to be more successful first, I think, in Iraq, where the conditions aren't as complicated. And we need to have a strategy to take ISIS out. In the case of Syria, as I said at the Reagan Library, that also includes dealing with Assad.
Governor is going to the Cuban embassy tomorrow.
Yeah.
Would you undo Obama's move to restore diplomatic relations?
I certainly would consider it. I think there needs to be something in return.
Like what?
Like freedom of movement, like releasing the dissidents, like allowing people to have a different view than the Castro regime, like making sure that every dollar that an American tourist brings, which now will be the principal source of foreign exchange for the Cuban government, isn't exchanged at a discount rate that goes to the benefit of the government. Everything that goes on when people take these so-called education exchanges, all benefits propping up the regime. And it's a tragedy. I mean, look, I just know too many people who have sacrificed a lot, have lost a lot to reward the dictatorship with legitimacy. Now, if they made those changes, I would be the first one that would celebrate that. It would be an extraordinary day for Cuba, and certainly for the United States if that was the case.
Governor, you have been out of elective...
Inside you mentioned agricultural exports. What should the U.S. be doing in response to China devaluing its currency?
I think we have to wait and see if this is because of severe economic dislocations. It wasn't that long ago, a couple of weeks ago, that they had a crisis in their stock market, that they had to intervene dramatically because of the loss of confidence of a lot of smaller investors. There's been indications that there's been a slowing of the economy, but it's still too early to tell. So if it's an organized effort to dislodge our competitive posture, if they're using their currency, manipulating their currency to seek gain, rather than responding to a serious problem in the country, then I think we need to take action. But we don't know yet. I know it's too early for me to know that. I don't have all the data to be able to make that judgment. The agriculture issues are also, related to we continue to advocate free trade to tear down barriers so Iowa farmers can continue to get the receipts that they deserve by being the most productive agricultural force probably in the world.
Governor, you have been out of elective politics for a long time, and there are reports tonight that Al Gore may be considering running himself.
Really?
And given the special role you played as governor of Florida in that race in 2000, just wondering your reaction.
Well, my first reaction was really, I don't know. I mean, look, he's qualified. There's a lot of disarray in the Democratic Party. Most of the focus, it seems to me, is on our race, which is pretty wild and woolly as well. But when you have the presumptive frontrunner dominating, all of a sudden losing to Bernie Sanders in New Hampshire and race tightening in other places, I'm sure that people like Joe Biden and Al Gore are seriously considering it. But what do I know? I'm trying to get through each day here and doing it with passion and conviction and enthusiasm. I certainly can't control what Al Gore's thinking.
You said earlier today that the phrase "mission accomplished." I don't know whether that was a conscious echoing of your brother's phrase.
No, it
in
wasn't.
2003.
I know. Look, you guys are I know you're obsessed with all this, and that's your job. But it was a mission that was accomplished. It's used. It was actually a movie. It's been a sequel. Tom Cruise has made a really good move, living after. There's nothing subliminal about it or psychological. The surge worked, and it's been recognized as having worked. And Iraq was left fragile but secure. And a lot of people sacrificed a lot. A lot of vets now are proud of that effort. They may be disabled. People lost their lives in that effort, and we should reflect on it and appreciate the courage that it took to do a really heroic task.
You suggested we need to embed troops in Iraq, not
I do.
about Syria. What size of a force do you think would be necessary to defeat ISIS?
Whatever the commanders say is necessary. We have 3,500 troops right now, but they're not embedded. If you embed troops, it might require more, a teeth-to-tail ratio that would require more. I don't know the exact number.
10,000
I don't know.
Governor, would you like to own a helicopter if you could? Thanks, everybody. Would you like to own a helicopter?
Would I like to own one?
Yeah, your own personal helicopter. If you could.
Where's this going?
I'm just wondering if you'd like to. Not going anywhere. If you could have a helicopter, would you like to?
I don't know where this is going. I'm going to keep my mouth shut.